grass is always greener on the other side. I know you can finish that. There's another side of that statement, though, that I want to talk about. Something that we haven't been ingrained in with us, and how it would like it to end. The better ending for that would actually be the grass is always greener where you take care of it, where you care for it, where you fertilize it, where you water it, where you nurture it, where you give it the sunlight, where you prune it appropriately. That's where the grass is greener, because whatever you currently have, whatever your current situation is, and the grass can represent a lot of our things, where it needs to start is in our minds and in our hearts. Because when we cultivate that, when we curate that, when we take the time to really plant the seeds and to fertilize that, and we grow, and if there's been toxins in there, and there's been a lot of toxins, and the toxins have become the day-to-day, which is why the grass is not as green on the side that we'd like it to be, and which is why we're always looking somewhere else instead of looking within. If we began to fertilize, and if we began to water, and if we began to care for the grass of our mind, and make sure that we are feeding it the positive things, and we get out of this loop, the toxic loop, where we are putting things in our heart and in our mind that do not belong there. We are putting things in our heart and in our mind that cause it to die. And we have these two things growing up. We got the weeds, we got the grass, and there's competition. And if we are not careful, if we don't do the gardening of our souls, if we don't do the gardening of our minds, it's going to be more weeds than grass at the end of the day. And these negative thought loops and these negative habit loops are just going to keep habiting and thoughting and looping and looping and looping. And so the one side is perspective. That's the part where we've grown up, and this idea of like the grass is greener on the other side is really this illusion that other people's lives are so much better, or if that I just had this, or if I just had what they had, or if I were over there, or if I was on that team, in that family, in that relationship, things would be better. And what we don't realize is that when we take our same set of thinking and our same set of acting and behaving, it doesn't matter where we go until we fix that. Job, business, finances, family, fitness, friends, all of the things. Like, if we do not fix ourselves, if we don't sort out what's in here, and if we do not find peace, we're going to take our chaos there. We're going to take our perspective there. We're going to take our sense of lack there. We're going to take our sense of coveting there, of wishing we were like everybody else, being jealous of other people and what they have, instead of appreciating what we have. But if we go and if we begin to care for our grass, and if we begin to steward the relationship that we currently have, and if we begin to take account for the ways in which that we have sown seeds of discord, seeds of problems that have come out of our own messed up way of thinking, and coincided and commingled with other people's messed up way of thinking and the ways that we've hurt each other, if we can sort that stuff out, that's going to open up so much for us. If we take responsibility for ourselves and we figure out, where are we poisoning the relationships around us? Where are we poisoning the work environment? Where are we poisoning the different interactions that we have with people? You know, how can we fix this thing in our heart and mind so that now we are no longer bringing that toxicity with us, but we are bringing love, we're bringing healing, we're bringing redemption, we're bringing encouragement. And so when I step into a meeting and you're a prospective client, I'm going to build you up. I'm going to give you everything I have. I'm going to focus on serving you well, over the top. And it doesn't matter what I get out of this, because when I show up to serve you, there is something magical that happens when I build you up, when I'm not afraid, when I'm not fighting for my life and not thinking like, oh my God, my life depends upon this interaction right here. But I really just show up calm. I show up confident in who I am. And I show up knowing that, like, hey, this real human here who's had a life, who's had a day, like, they need me to show up and serve them well. So when we can serve ourselves well, we can water and cultivate, fertilize our grass, the garden of our mind, the garden of our heart, the garden of our soul, then we can show up with other people and serve them well. And that ultimately and ironically gets us to the place where our grass starts looking like the grass that was greener on the other side. Because one, we've started just by feeding ourselves, just by taking care of ourselves, just by doing the things that we need to do to care for ourselves, we've started to change our perspective. And as we do that, the things that we want, because we stop chasing them, the grass, the green grass that we desire, because we've stopped chasing it and really just started caring for what's here and caring for our heart and our soul and our mind and caring for the people around us, nurturing the relationships around us, making the most of the relationships around us, and serving people. That's going to get us to the place where we are having the greenest grass. So if you want the greenest grass, a lot of times it's counterintuitive. Take the time, sort through your thoughts, sort through the loops that you're telling yourself, because out of the heart, the mouth speaks. As a person thinks in their heart, so are they. Like what you do becomes out of what you believe. And some of these things that we've been telling ourselves, some of the messages about ourselves and some of the messages about other people, recognizing that they're telling themselves the same things, these same dark things, and some of their dark words and some of their dark behavior has come out of that. And so it hurts. But recognizing that, hey, we're all the same in that. We all have this tendency to hurt each other out of this darkness that has been planted in us and out of these negative seeds that have grown up. And so when you can see that in other people and you realize that's in yourself too, there's grace for them and it makes life easier. And so any situation that you step into, any interaction with people, you have an opportunity to give them grace, to extend love and peace, and just enjoy yourself and share your green grass and some of the tips about how you got your grass so green. Like they're gonna see it, they're gonna feel it, and they're gonna want to be around you more so they can figure out like, man, how do I get my lawn like that? Hope this is helpful. If it is, please give me a comment. Share it with somebody that you think could use it. Until next time, have a great one.